Hello everyone, my name is the Red Supergiant, and today I'm bringing you a Guild Wars 2 build for the Engineer, which I find to be extremely good for both PvE and PvP. So yeah, no, best of both worlds, right? Anyway, this build's called the Chain Lightning build, and what the Chain Lightning build is, you get lots of quickness, lots of vigor, so you can dodge all the time, and I'll show you a little later, when you use a tool belt skill, you get some extra damage doing that way. Alright, onto the traits. Alright, traits. First off, you want 10 explosives. This is pretty much, in any engineer build, you get 10 points just for the incendiary part. I mean, chance of burning on crits is pretty good for extra damage. 30 points in firearms for more precision and condition damage. Let's see, 10 points, you get some more damage for, rifle skills and pistol and harpoons and stuff, reloads 20% faster, that's pretty good. Now, this is really important to this build, just for the dodging and the maneuverability of this build. 50% chance to gain swiftness for 5 seconds on crits, which 50% chance is really good. Nothing else to say about it. Oh, and even better, 5 points, a free trait, 30% chance to cause bleeding as well, don't forget that, that's pretty good. Now, and the 30 point, the last trait line, 10% extra damage for the rifle, that's pretty good. Skipping mentions for this build is not really prudent to this. Alchemy, why would I want 10 points in Alchemy? Well, the Hidden Flask is good, get some extra damage when you're at 75% health, which is pretty much every fight. And Invigorating Speed, which has an excellent synergy with Infused Precision. You gain swiftness, and you gain vigor. How easy is that? And then, now this is the keystone to this build, the tools trait line. Now, let's see. Oh, 5 points in tools, more endurance, so you can dodge even more when you use tool out skills, which you will be using these a lot in this build. 10 point speedy kits, this is just for even more swiftness, which is even more vigor, and just general travel throughout the map. And static discharge, this is the keystone to the keystone of this build. Shoot a bolt of lightning whenever you use a toolbot skill. So these are toolbot skills, your F1s and F2s. Now, this build, it does a lot of damage. And it's great for bursts, it's great for prolonged fights, you can do anything you want. But this is just my personal take on it. When it comes to gear, this is my gear. It's not the best. I just need a couple more. I need 3 more exotics to have a full exotic set. But what I've gone with is power, precision, and toughness on all armor pieces. And that's a guild backpack, just some extra damage. Then for accessories, I just went the same thing as that. So knight accessories. And for 2 of them, for the rings, I just went some power, vitality, and crit damage, just for some more damage. Now the weapon, obviously, I recommend for this build is a rifle, power, precision, crit damage, and the superior sigil of earth. And if you can afford this, buy it. It's only a couple of gold, I think. And because with this, plus this trait, you get a 90% chance to cause bleeding on critical hits, which pretty much every crit is going to be a bleeding stack, which is really good. Now on to skills. If I showed you before, the main power to this build, the main fun and idea behind this build is using the toolbot skills to proc the chain lightning effect, which we just saw it. Let's not show you again. Boom, chain lightning right there. Now that chain lightning scales with power and precision, does a lot of damage. And with this, I'll show you the skills right now actually. This rifle turret is, you need this for this build if you want to use this effectively. Because rifle turret's tool belt skill has the shortest cooldown of all the tool belts. 10 seconds, 8 seconds with 20 points in tools. Because it lowers tool belt recharge rate. So you can spam this every 8 seconds and it's really good. And this is my personal take on the build. You don't have to use these other skills. But medkit, medkit is really good just for the swiftness, get more vigor. All you have to do is equip it. unequip it, and you're golden.
A little help here.
Really. Weird frame rate issues for some reason, sorry. Now, like I said, rifle turrets, you want this, just for that. And throw mine, it's highly underrated. I mean, it's... look at all the stuff you get from it. Throw the mine, damage is decent. You know, it has the blast finisher. It's unblockable. And knocks them down. But, like I said, the main power from this build comes from the toolbot skills. Which right here, minefield, on 20-second cooldown. Pretty good. And you use that, put the mines down, that procs it. Yeah, there we go. Then detonating it, also procs it. Which is really good. And also your heal skill, the F1, that procs it too. Now, you'll see in combat, I'll spam all these at once, and you'll see the damage I can do. I'll find some enemies later on. Now, for the fourth, or third utility skill, you can go either Elixir B if you're soloing, or if you're playing with a party or dungeons, Elixir Gun. Elixir Gun's really, really good, just for disability. Just healing everyone, and debuffing and all that stuff. It's really good for that, and so on. Now, I'll demonstrate this build first, and I'll go on to the variations. Find some enemies.
Buster.
Enemies, where are you?
That feels good.
Here we go. Alright, first things first. Boost that. Do that. Hey, steal the lightning effects. That thing is just dead instantly. Next target. I didn't even use my elixir yet. Throw them on if you want. And dead. Now they're just a normal PvE mob as well. It destroys them. It just destroys.
Not enough energy.
And dead. Now that's one variation of this build, which is great for soloing. You know, this is PvE build to the core. PvP build, sorry. Now, if you want a really good PvE build with this current build I'm using, switch out mine for the flamethrower. This is even for more. You can even use this normally in PvP if you wanted. And I'll stay with Elixir B, but you know, Elixir Gun 2 if you wanted. So I'll use Elixir Gun. Something different. Oh, and by the way, elite skills, you can use whatever you want really. Supply crate is probably the best, most optimized one. You get a free stun, you get a bunch of turrets and manages that spawn. It's good. It's good. Now, you might be wondering, why using the flamethrower now? Well, one simple trait change, Juggernaut. Whenever you wield the flamethrower, you get 200 toughness, and most importantly, you gain might for 15 seconds every 3 seconds, and you can stack this up 6 times. So you can get 6 stacks of might before a fight, which I will demonstrate. So watch this. Get the flamethrower. Get my speedy kits. Could be a kit, gives me swiftness and the vigor. That's 1 might stack. That's 2. So basically, you run around with this until you're about to reach a fight. Pull out the rifle, single targets, or you can even stay with the flamethrower if you wanted, but it doesn't actually scale with your weapon, so you'll lose his sigil if you use a flamethrower. There we go. I'm at 6 stacks. We're into battle. I don't know why I ran back here, well, that's right. And I've used this build a lot when it comes... This one especially, this is my own personal take on it. I've used this especially well in dungeons. You know, teammates are like, thank you for the heals, McNorris. And dead. Instantly. This Breeze Rider, I'm at 6 stacks of might. Do that. Shotgun Blast. Do that. Do that. I like this move. And dead. So back to flamethrower, get all my stacks up. And there we go. Now with this build, you have swiftness a lot. Let's see if I can get... Let's see if you can see in this fight. I guess swiftness randomly. On crits, there we go. And with the flamethrower especially, because you attack 10 times in one auto attack, that's 10 chances for a crit. Which means 10 chances to proc swiftness. which then procs Vigor. Now, if you want to make your own kind of build, or variation of this build, you can. And what I recommend is, well, just get me to a safe spot first. Okay. What I recommend would be, you need rifle turret just for the spamming that ability, surprise shot. Okay, switch out flamethrower, go back, or you can hit flamethrower, but switch to flamethrower, change back to the rifle mod, 10% damage with the rifle. And the only time I would change this trait is if you're using rocket flamethrower for Juggernaut. So anyway, that is the build, and honestly, you can use whatever you want here, as long as it has less than a 30-second cooldown on the tool belt skill. Hidden pistol's good, battering ram, whatever you want. Honest, really, it's up to you. This build is very, very flexible, and you can use whatever you want. So, to summarize this build, you proc a lot of swiftness, which procs vigor, which means you can dodge a lot of movement throughout battle. You can dodge boss AoEs, anything you want. And this is probably my favorite build. I've tried lots of builds for engineer. This is probably the best one, just because of the flexibility. And that's just the engineer class in general, actually. So, if you guys like this, and you want to see more, please let me know. And until next time, see you later.